Here's 6 clutter stats that absolutely shocked us and changed the way we look at the clutter in our own lives.
We'll begin by saying that clutter is anything you don't love, need, or use. Clutter can be physical or non-physical. And after years of wanting to simplify my own life and not knowing where to even begin, it was from stumbling across the concept of minimalism that it finally started to click into place. How my things, the stuff that I surround myself with every day, can either help or hinder my life. Once I started to see clutter for what it was, I was able to start tangibly simplifying my own life. So here's 6 clutter stats that absolutely shocked us. All stats mentioned have their sources linked below in the description if you want to read into them further.
First up, getting rid of clutter eliminates 40% of housework in the average household. This is wild to me. 40% of housework can be cut out completely simply by getting rid of your clutter. That's a lot of cleaning, dusting, spraying, tidying, etc. just completely gone from your life. I love this stat. It's hugely motivating for me whenever I come across something in my own home that I'm iffy on keeping or not. Drawing on this stat, I can easily ask myself, do I really want to keep cleaning and managing this for the rest of its life in my home? Sometimes the answer is yes, but more often than not, it's a resounding no, because I'd rather spend my time doing other things, more important and fulfilling things than excess housework on the weekends. So if you want to cut down on a whopping 40% of your housework, think about decluttering. Get rid of anything you don't love, need, or use, and it will cut your housework down by 40%. And that's just the average. It might even be more depending on what you've got in your own home. Getting rid of clutter eliminates 40% of housework in the average household. Nice.
Next, as statistic number 2, the average person spends 1 to 10 minutes a day searching for lost items. This adds up to wasting 6.5 months of their life looking for lost items amongst their clutter. This was a study carried out by IKEA, and it's crazy to think about all the lost time simply searching for lost items around our own homes. 6.5 months of your entire life just spent looking for things around your home is nuts. More clutter equals more wasted time. When I think about all the incredible things I could do, all the things I could see or achieve in 6.5 months of my life, it really puts it into perspective for me just how much time can be wasted literally on clutter. Having more things means the likelihood of having clutter goes up. More clutter means it's more difficult to find the specific thing you're looking for, whether that be a favorite pair of sunglasses for your upcoming beach trip or your ever leg-growing car keys. So if you want to reclaim some of the precious hours, even thousands of them, of your life, getting rid of clutter is a surefire way to do just that.
Next, as number 3, clutter has negative impacts on mental health by increasing stress hormones. There's a number of studies now that have found that those with cluttered homes have higher level of cortisol throughout the day compared to those with less clutter. A study by Saxbe DE and Repetti R note this increase in cortisol is particularly stark between women with cluttered homes versus women with tidy, uncluttered homes. Constant increased cortisol, the stress hormone, has a number of negative health impacts, and knowing that it increases with the level of clutter you surround yourself with makes a lot of sense. When you're surrounded by lots of things, it's like you're being constantly reminded of the things that you still need to do. The mail you need to reply to, the clothes you need to return, the random things piled up on the kitchen counter you still need to sort through and put away before you even start to think about getting dinner ready. It's like your brain can't shut off its to-do list and just relax. It's constantly stimulated by stuff visually. So clutter is anything you don't love, need, or use. And if you want to decrease your stress hormones a tad, there's no need to cling on to clutter. Your home and your heart will feel lighter, letting it go, and it'll go away towards helping you de-stress during particularly stressful periods of time. Clutter equals increased stress hormones. Less clutter equals decreased stress hormones. This was key info for me that really clicked into place the importance of only surrounding myself with the things in life that I truly enjoy. Clutter just isn't worth the stress.
Our 4th stat on clutter is to do with how cluttered homes have been found to be a predictor of physical health. People with extremely cluttered homes are 77% more likely to be overweight. This is an interesting one that I hadn't heard about until recently. It comes from a study carried out by the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners. Researchers looked at the role clutter plays on impacting your physical health by questioning what being surrounded by clutter does to your brain and body. It's a really interesting study and definitely worth a read. Apparently, there's a direct link between clutter and poor eating choices. Disorganized and messy environments have led participants in one study to eat more snacks, eating twice as many cookies than participants in an organized kitchen environment. There's other research which is showing that being in a messy room makes individuals twice as likely to eat a chocolate bar than an apple. So clutter equals poorer physical health. It's not something I'd really thought about before, but the stats have it. There's a link and a strong one at that. So there's yet another reason to declutter your space if you're concerned about improving your physical health.
Next, a pretty crazy stat I stumbled across, especially given the cost of living crisis at the moment, is that 38% of Americans rent a self-storage unit to house their clutter. The average yearly cost is over $1,000 US. That's a lot of money to store things people aren't even currently using. I went down the well of looking into the self-storage industry and just how big and profitable it is, even compared to some giant, well-known movie production companies, and was shocked. But given people are, on average, accumulating more and more every year, the need for storage units has inevitably gone up too. So clutter is costing a lot of people a lot of money when it comes to storage units. I had no idea how much, but now we do.
The last stat we have on our list today has to do with the link between clutter and overwhelm. Here it goes. The average household has over 300,000 items. No wonder we're feeling overwhelmed. Every item you own consumes your energy or time in some way. Yikes, times 300,000. That's such a big number, 300,000. That's a lot of things to fill your home and occupy your time and energy. I remember hearing that stat a few years ago, but it's actually from information pulled from 10 years ago, 2014. So it'd be interesting to see how that number has, I'd assume, only risen since then.
So there we go. 6 clutter stats that change the way we look at our own things and the way clutter impacts us every day. It's good to be mindful of how the stuff that you surround yourself with every day affects you. And even though some of these stats were shocking, it's good to note that we're all different and clutter affects us all differently. Feelings of overwhelm will vary from person to person, as will the time spent looking for lost items around your home. It's from hearing these interesting clutter stats that we can start to unpick what effect it has on average for many people.
Like we always say in our videos, clutter does look different from person to person because we're all different people with different lives, values, and responsibilities. But the common thread is that clutter is anything you don't love, need, or use. And surrounding yourself with excess of anything is never a good thing. It has unintended consequences, and hopefully from hearing the clutter stats we've collected today, it'll help with your own journey of uncovering what it is you enjoy and don't mind spending your energy and time on, and the things you'd rather not.
Let us know below what clutter stat shocked you the most. And until next time, bye. Too tight soon.
Almost.
I'm trying to say.
Oh, what about that? It's all good. Well done.